All right, in this lesson, we are going to talk about the language of algebra. Algebra is one branch of mathematics, a very broad branch. If you master algebra, then it means you have covered a long portion of mathematics. So algebra is divided into subsections. In this lesson, I'm going to talk about two sections. The first section I'm going to talk about here is expressions, and then later on we shall talk about equations. Good. Right, what do you mean by the expression? We say expression is a mathematical statement without equal sign. Let me put that. We say it's a mathematical statement. Mathematical statement without equal sign. Without equal sign. But the equation is a mathematical statement with equal sign. So it's a statement with equal sign. Both equation and expression are made up of what you call terms. Let me put this. Made up of. They are made up of terms. Right. They are made up of terms. So the interesting thing in this lesson is going to be a term. What is a term? A term is, it can be a number. Let me say a term can be a number. For example, if you put 2 or 3 or 4, anything, that is a term. Or it can be a letter. So it can be A or B or whatever. So let me put X here. That is a term. Or it can be both. So it can be both, which means it can be 2x or it can be 2 over x. These are our terms. It means this is a term, this is a term, this is a term, and this is a term. So these terms are joined by a plus sign or a minus sign. So let me say they are joined. Terms are joined by plus sign or minus sign. Terms are joined by plus sign or minus sign. For example here, so let's say, let me take this red one. For example, if we say, now we are going to form a term using this, and we can join them by plus sign or minus sign. We can say 2 plus x. This is the expression. Or we can say 2x plus 2 or y or whatever. This is another expression. So we say, or let me say minus here, so that we can see that it is joined by both. It can be plus or it can be minus. So these are the expression. Can you do yours? Can you just build your own expression? Remember that it is made up of the terms. These are the terms. So you can make your own expression. Now, you realize that when we come to the equations, now we say they are having equal sign. It means we can say 2 plus x equals to something else. It can be equals to 5. It can be equals to 6. It can be equals to 2x, whatever it can be. So that is the equation. So for example, if we say 2 plus x equals to 5, we say because of this equal sign, now it is the what? The equation. All right. So we shall come to these equations at a later stage. So this is just the difference between the expressions and the equation. Now, what do we do in this lesson? The main intention of this lesson is for you to be able to add the terms, or to subtract them, or to multiply them and divide them. So in this lesson, what you're going to learn is to add, subtract, multiply, and divide the terms that are found in the expressions. Brilliant. So let me now clean here so that we can see where we are going. So now, let's say, now how do we add and subtract terms? We add and subtract terms that have the same letter. If they have the same letter, we can add them or we can subtract them. For example, if we say, let me say, they must have same letter. They must have the same letter, and let me say with same power. Yes, with the same power. For example, here, if we say, for example, if we say 2 plus x. Okay, let me try with this one. 2x plus 3x. Brilliant. 2x plus 3x. It means it's the same as saying, we can say 2 apples plus 3 apples. The answer is going to be 5 apples. So because they have the same letter, then we can add them. Or if it was subtract, then we can subtract them. So here is going to be 5x. So let's try another example here. This is example number 1. Example number 2. If we have 3x squared plus 4x squared. Now, the small 2 up there is a power. So since the power here is the same, then we can add. Or if it were subtraction, we can subtract. So it means here is the same as thing, 3 apples plus 4 apples. How many apples do we have? 7 apples. So it's going to be 7x squared. I hope we are still together. Now, let's try this one. I'm going to make with the one with different letters. Now, if we say 2y plus 3m, we can say, example, if we say 2 apples plus 3 oranges, what's the answer? So we cannot add them together because the letters are not the same. Let's go back to my notes. I said they must have the same letter. So the answer remains like this. So you write it as equals to 2y plus 3m. This becomes our answer. You write it as it is. So it means you cannot operate them. You cannot add them together because they have what? Different letters. Now, let's go to the fourth one. I'm going to try the one with different powers. Let's say we have 4m to the power 3 minus 2m to the power 2. Look, we can see that the letter is still the same, but we get the power. The power is different. Therefore, we cannot subtract them. So your answer becomes 4m to the power 3 minus 2m to the power 2. The answer becomes, as the question, it's the same as in the question. So now, in conclusion, what we say here, we say these ones here are said to be like terms, while these ones are said to be unlike terms. So we say these ones, if the letter is the same, we call them the like terms. If the letters are different and the powers are different, we call them the unlike terms. Like terms can be operated with plus or minus. Unlike terms cannot be operated with plus or minus. So this is all about adding and subtracting terms. So I'm going to give you your example and then you can do it. So yours is this one. Yours should be in blue. Let me give you the one in blue here. Question 5. If we have 2y plus 7y equals to what? Then try question 6 as well. 5x squared y minus 2xy squared. These are yours. So find the answer for these ones and write your answer in the comment section. Thank you.